All right, so Ian and Allison here, we're gonna be taking you through a lat stretch. One of the main goals that we're looking for you to really accomplish on this is actually get some shoulder flexion to improve it. So by being able to get our arm all the way back, we wanna really be able to basically see our ear without this happening and losing our ribs or any other stuff. So as we keep our abs tight, you should be able to get back here. A lot of times the limiting factor is really gonna be the lat. It's the biggest muscle in our back. Super tight on most people. So that keeping you down here, if you have trouble coming up, your elbow's always bending, that's one of the go-to things that we're gonna look to and say the lats need a little bit more length so that you can really extend and flex your shoulder up above your head. So first thing Allison's gonna do, she's gonna take her left hand, go ahead and grab that. This can be a rig, it can be a doorknob, it can be anything. The other thing is she's not really grabbing a specific spot. We want her to kind of hunt around and find what she needs. But for right now, we're just gonna grab straight out in front of us. Now she's gonna sink back into her hips with her butt tucked under her and just let her weight come back. And this muscle right here, all the way down the side, basically all this fascia right here, is just gonna get pulled deep into that stretch all the way. And ideally, we're gonna have her breathe for 2 minutes right now, in for 4, out for 8, and just let her weight sink back and just get more and more length through here. We're not gonna show it to you right now, but if she wanted to get crazy and make this a little bit deeper, she could actually take this left leg and put it back. But just know that that's an option for you. So right now, she just did a 2-minute passive stretch where we were breathing into it. Make sure that you're not rotating. We wanna stay nice and square. She's perfect where she is right now. I mean, like I said, you can do this with a doorknob at home, so you can do it anywhere. So right now, she's gonna exhale everything out. Pull her ribs down and in, tuck her butt, sniff some air into her lower abs, get nice and tight, and we're gonna start contracting this. So she's gonna start squeezing this back and down, almost like she's pulling herself towards there. Every single second, I want more tension pulled into this lat, like she's working harder and harder to squeeze it. If you're a coach just like me, you're gonna come right over here and say, I want you to squeeze this, pull it back and down, and keep contracting harder and harder for a 20 count. Now we just finished our 20 count. What I want her to actually do is thinking about this is ripping open and getting longer. So she's gonna go ahead and reach and try to drop back into her hip, but more so reaching, and this is all just getting longer and longer and longer, really extending like you're reaching. Don't just drop back in your weight, but that's gonna happen anyway. 3, 2, 1, stay here and breathe, big deep breaths. All the way in for 4, out for 8. So we did 20-second contraction on the pails, 10, 15, 20 for the rails. Make sure that you're actively reaching. You can drop back into your hips and use your weight, but I want that to be more of the passive section. When we're doing the actual second contraction, I want it to be really reaching with that so that when you go overhead, that same reach is able to be achieved to get through there, okay? So we just did that, one round of rails, 1 round of pails. Now we're staying here for the passive stretch. What we want to do is 2 to 3 rounds. On our third, after our third or final round, the second one, the third one, whatever one's your final one, we want to at least be able to stay here for 30 to a minute and a half, ideally at least a minute. Just quality breathing, staying in that new passive range, convincing your nervous system that this stretch is okay for you and you're able to hang out here so that when you go into that active shoulder flexion, it allows you to get there. What I strongly suggest is before you do it, overhead shoulder car. After you do it, overhead shoulder car, and really feel the difference that we just opened that up. Definitely give it a try. Let us know what you think.